Okay, let's take a look at the market today. We're going to look at the weekly, the daily, and the trade of the day. I know at first, let me just share a quick trade that I made, and we'll talk about the rest of this, okay? Okay, there you go. There is my PL for today, $750. Today was kind of a tight day. When you get to the daily chart, we'll look at it. I think it was below 30. So we didn't have a lot of range, but there were opportunities there. You can see I traded a total of, let's see, I guess this was 8 different trades, or no, 8 different contracts. I was trading 2 contracts at a time. Okay, so 8 contracts. Really nice. Okay, I think I made like 300 overnight, then another couple hundred in the morning. Remember, I think I did it in bat. I must have had 4 different trades because I was doing 2 E-minis at a time. And they ended up, at the end of the day, I scalped it for $125. Total for the day was $750. So my goal is to try a minimum $1,000 a day. Of course, it depends on the market. With a tight day like today, it wasn't possible, but I could easily see $2,000 a day happening, especially if we get a little bit more range. So anyway, just want to share that, encourage the members. You know, the streaming charts are there to help you. The Get Us Plus indicators there to help you. The hourly cycles, you know, I try to stay on top of them. So the intraday trading is as good as we can get it. Okay, so take advantage of it. Okay, just wanted to share that with everybody. All right, so here we are back at the weekly chart. I threw on some moving averages here because we're going to talk about this just briefly here. So this is the weekly, and I said yesterday, if this, today's Thursday, so if this candlestick stays a full body candlestick like this with not much of a lower wick or no lower wick at all at the end of close tomorrow, that's going to be a pretty good indicator that we'll continue to have a pullback going into next week. But let me talk about next week and what's kind of common, what we might see for next week. I know it's only Thursday, but let's talk about it briefly here. So there's a difference between, you know, being in let's see, how do I want to word this? There's a difference in candlestick behavior when you're in a bullish pattern compared to a bearish pattern, a bearish trend or bullish trend. Right now, clearly we're in bullish, right? Things are just going up. Okay, so we need to look at it from that perspective, at least for now. Okay, so going back over here, it's a little bit different. This was shoot to the moon, free money being printed like mad dogs, and little to no inflation way over here. Okay, but a couple things I want you to pay attention to is that when it's very bullish like this, sometimes you'll just get these little 2 candlesticks pullbacks. See, like that, and then again right here. And then again, like right here, you just get these are weeks. You get 2 week pullbacks, and they're not, look at this one had long lower wicks. These 2 are pretty decent. These 2 are pretty decent. And these 2 are pretty decent as the markets begin to become exhausted. All right. So we could be in this kind of thing too, where the market's getting exhausted. Okay. Where we get 2 nice big candlesticks. All right. So that's a possibility going into next week. The other thing I want to talk about is, even though we're very bullish, we still could get the 3 candlesticks down. That could still happen. Like I've been talking about that the last few days. Here, basically here. It's very, very common. I mean, this was, here's one. Let's talk about this one right here. This was very bullish, right? And we still got the 3 candlesticks down. But what I want to say is that if this 3 candlesticks down does happen, which I think there's a decent chance it will, that second week can be very tricky. See how the wick does upper and lower wicks? It could be a little bit tricky this second week. Look at this one right here, same thing. You get these wacky candlesticks that a tricky week, and then the third week's the big week where you can really make some serious money is that third week. Okay, so just keep in the back of your mind, I think we will see, we'll visit this again tomorrow when we have the close. I may do a video tomorrow. I don't normally do them on Friday, but I might do it this week. If we get, like I said, we get a nice big full red candlestick like this tomorrow and not much of a lower wick, then we'll talk about this. And I think the next week we'll have to be careful, still obviously take advantage of opportunities. Okay, but we got to be careful in that second week, because that second week can be a little bit tricky. And a lot of these candlesticks bear witness to that second week is a very mixed kind of week. Okay, and then the third week would be the week to really make the money. Okay. All right. So I just want to kind of cover that. To me, you got divergence going on here. I think January 14th cycle low is going to happen. I see no reason right now not to think it isn't going to happen. Also, out here into March 31st, just looking at this, man, I'm telling you what. Yes, we might get this little bouncy bounce, but then I think it's this way. Okay, this thing just looks like it's ready to be pulled back hard. MACDs, I don't know. We'll see. Eventually does one of these maybe. So we'll pay attention to this. Yeah, it could go like this, get up here, all-time new highs, and then whatever, like something like this, and then down. But this 20-week moving average is still rising. I could see it's getting down to 4,600 maybe. You know, not during this pullback necessarily, but the next one. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the daily. Get the daily drawing set up here. Let me stretch this out just a touch. So here we are on the daily. Kind of not running out of gas yet, but we could. Let's see. What do we have here? We have 4 down days. I'm just kind of looking back. Kind of typical behavior here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a little bit different pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of and then it takes a break and it pulls again. So here's kind of a 3 down. But I'm just paying attention to this. Where are we at right now? As of right now, we're at negative 62. Okay, if I come over here, got as low as negative 75, 71, 66. Yeah, okay. What was it over here? 65, you get a little pause. See, get this little pause and then it continues on. So it's very interesting. Yeah, a little bit different market. Obviously, this market was still coming down. This one's going up, but we need to pay attention to this. This could start running out of gas here in the next few days. You know, we may not get that second or third week. I don't know yet. We might get this little pause, then down more. We might just get this little pause, and then it takes off again. So on the daily, this is looking like, could get a little exhausted here. Come down here and just run out of gas. All right. Today we broke below the 47.43, got as low as 47.32. Okay. And I got the 20-day moving average sitting here at 47.56, so it's below that. The 50-day is way down here at 45.65. We probably won't get near that. But this is showing that. It is showing it. And as far as I'm concerned right now, this is not done yet. This is still coming down. I think we're going to get down in this area, guys and gals. I think we're coming down into here. I think we'll hit 4,700, maybe a little below it. Somewhere in this, we're going to come down in this area. It could get a pause. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday's going to be a little freaky. So be careful tomorrow trading. Friday's going to get a little weird. But I don't think this is over yet. I think we're going to get a pullback. It's going to continue on for a little bit longer. But we'll monitor this on the daily. All right. Let's go take a look at the trade of the day. Okay, we're going to look at the 5-minute chart, which was a decent trade of the day on here, and then we'll look at the 15-minute where there was a really nice trade, even better than this one. So I was looking at this morning, doing my thing. This alert came up on the GITIS Plus indicator, my own indicator. Okay, my own logic's in there. This was at 9:15 this morning, my time anyway. So it'd be 10:15 East Coast. Okay, it was right about here, I guess. Was that 9:15? Yeah, that red candlestick right there. I took a short trade right here. Short position, sorry. Caught me out a little bit, ran a little bit higher. I just kept my cool. And I should have been a little more patient before I jumped in because I noticed the 15-minute chart was still kind of halfway up. I got a little early. But it's okay. It played out. Eventually it made good and came down and I took some profits. And you saw my profits from earlier today, 750. So this is what the beauty of this all is. Even if your time is a little off like mine was today, you can still make some nice money. I just had to be a little patient. It came back down. Boom, made the money. Okay. So that's a pretty decent trade. It wasn't perfect, but it still worked out really well. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. I'll show the really sweet one for today. Okay, here's the 15-minute chart, and this is what I was talking about. This one happened right here at 10:15. Okay, this one right here. Sweetness, baby. Even a divergence dot came up. This was easy peasy. 1, 2, 3Z trade. Look at this trade. Oh my gosh. Right here on the red candlestick. I mean, talk about Christmas lights at the top of the tree. evening star stuff going on right there, right? This was just a great trade. Got the whole moving average sitting in here, and he gave us a color change to purple. Sometimes I use it. I don't really rely on this myself too much, but I do keep it on some of the charts just to look at it. But yeah, this was just sweet. That's right. This trade was super easy. This kind of trade you want. You want these kind of signals. This signal right here is just beautiful. Intraday 10-15 rolls over. You're good. All the way down into this mess. So, 47.65, let's call it 60. Yeah, probably like 62, 63, somewhere you got in right in this area. We'll call it 63. And I would say when I start seeing this green stuff going on here, I'd probably jump out. So about what, 47, 57 plus another 6. So it's 16 points if my math is right, something like this. Okay, really nice. That's huge money right here. This is absolutely mammoth. If you're trading E-minis, even if you're trading micros, still really good money. I've been encouraging my members, just keep plugging away. If you're trading E-micros, that's great. Keep doing it. I did that for years. I traded E-micros for years, guys. And I supplemented my, guys and gals, and I supplemented my account with my own personal income. So I wasn't just trading only. I was working a job, and I was putting money into my brokerage account and growing it. I was buying corporate bonds. So I was getting interest on the corporate bonds. Plus, I had those assets, those assets sitting in my account, so I could borrow against them for margin, right, to trade E-micros. So that was just the way I did it. I'm not saying everybody needs to do it that way, but that's how I did it. I just kept pushing. Sure, I made some mistakes, but I just kept going. I slowly developed this. I don't want to call it a system, because it's not a system. It's just something that works. I don't like systems. I don't even like. I trade the system. Systems come and go. You see them all the time on YouTube. I got my system, and then a year later you don't even hear about the guy anymore. All of those, most of those things, guys and gals, are someone just pumping a product out there so they can get you to come in and subscribe for a huge amount of money. I'll train you. I'll bring you underneath my wing and blah blah blah. Yeah, right. And then they disappear. You never hear from them again. Okay, I've been doing this for years. So I don't really like the idea of systems. I just know that what I'm doing works. So I turned it into a small business. Okay. But I just want to encourage the members, just keep plugging away, because you want to be able to get to the point where, you start accumulating assets in your account. If you're just trading E-micros, and that's great, and you're turning it over, but you're kind of, treading water back and forth, but you're not building your account. That's part of learning, of course, but you want some way where you can build that account. If you need to supplement your account with your own income, that's fine, but I wouldn't just throw cash in and then trade the cash, and then you're treading water or trading. Oh man, you get nowhere. If it was me, this is just my opinion. This is how I went about doing it. I'm not giving advice here. It's just my opinion. But I would put money in the account, and I would be looking to buy corporate bonds. So I don't know how it is in Europe for my members who are over in Europe, but I would be looking for some type of asset that pays interest and just let it sit in the account. Okay? I like corporate bonds because those interest rates don't change. Unlike savings accounts and CDs, CDs usually they're not long term, right? They're like short to medium term. But corporate bonds, you can buy ones with maturity dates way out there. But anyway, the point is, you want to have something other than cash in your account. So your cash is parked in something that's earning you a decent interest. And in America, I do that with corporate bonds, and they pay decent. Okay, but the point is, your account is building, because while the money's parked in the corporate bonds, you got two things working for you at the same time. One, you're getting interest on the corporate bonds, and two, you can trade against that as margin. Those assets are marginable, and that's powerful. You want that. So now you're not just burning cash, you're not just throwing cash in your account, and then you make some good trades, bad trades, you're trading water, and into the year you've made maybe a little bit of money, you lost a little money, whatever. With corporate bonds, you're guaranteed to make some money during that year because they're going to pay you. In the meantime, you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because you want to get to the point to where you're not trading micros anymore. You start trading in a mini, an E-mini. And soon, what's going to happen? I talked about this before. This is really important. I want everybody to get this concept. You don't have to wait for bigger swings in price movement. Everybody follow me? When you go from E-micros to an E-mini, because an E-mini is the equivalent of 10 E-micro contracts. That's what it is. If you take an E-micro times it by 10, you get an E-mini, okay? The benefit to that is when you have an E-mini contract, or more than one like I'm trading now, I'm trading 2, the market doesn't have to move very much. It just has to move a little bit for you to make pretty decent money. And that's the benefit. You don't have to get into these positions and wait for big moves in the market to make money. Now, when you've got a small account and you only trade 1 or 2 E-micros, you do have to wait. And I remember I used to do the exact same thing. So your timing has got to be really good. But that's kind of the training ground. That's just the way it is. That's the way I look at it. The E-micros are your training ground. You're gonna fine-tune your craft and become a better trader. Okay, but today you should be striving and working towards where you can trade a larger instrument or larger contract like the E-mini. Because like I said before, you only need 4, 6, 8 tick worth of movement, and you're making $100, $200 just like that. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those should be some of your goals, in my opinion. All right, that's the difference. Is when you scale up to E-minis, the market only has to move a little bit for you to make a lot of money. That's the beauty of it. Yes, the risk is higher because you're holding you have a much bigger each tick is worth a lot more in the movement, and so if it's going against you, you have to figure out a way to handle psychologically and emotionally when the market's moving against you and you're still holding the position. Because it'll happen, I guarantee it. You'll be thousands of dollars down, unrealized, meaning you didn't close the position, but you're thousands of dollars down and you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to happen. I guarantee it happens to everybody. So you have to learn how to psychologically and emotionally deal with that. Now, some people say, I would have cut that thing loose. That's fine. That's actually a good way to go. Cut it loose. But tight stop losses can also be a bad habit. If you have really tight stops, it isn't necessarily a good thing. That can get you in trouble too. You're just churning, right? It's called churning. You're just jumping in and out of trades. You're not getting anywhere. All right, so anyways, those are kind of my thoughts about where I used to be compared to where I'm at now, okay? Okay, those were 2 trades of the day, the 5-minute, 15-minute, both really nice. Okay, for those that want to become a member, glad you stuck around to the end. There's a link in the description below this video on YouTube. Make sure you read the instructions very carefully so you don't have any problems joining. Then you're going to click on that link, the Discord link. It's going to bring you over to get a server. Click on Server Shop, and then you're going to come here to this page, $7.99. I honestly believe if you're just patient, spend 2 or 3 months, spend the $25, invest in yourself. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. It's $8 a month. Okay, I'm not getting rich off this, guys. Most of my income is coming from my job and my trading, not from $7.99 a month from members. I mean, if I had a few thousand members, okay, that'd be great. I don't. But, so it isn't about, oh, this guy's charging $7.99. He's making a lot of money off of members. This is a really low price, okay? So take advantage of it. Invest in yourself. Spend 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Learn how to use the service, okay? I wouldn't trade the first month or 2. Just understand cycle analysis. Look at the streaming charts. Okay, do all that stuff. The streaming charts are down here. Once you join, you can do the streaming charts. The 5, 15-minute, and 1-hour streaming charts in here. Really nice. Okay, and they send an alert over to this alert channel. Okay, so super nice. Take advantage of that. You can see all the alerts that come in for these others. Commodities, right? Top 30 stocks, S&P 500 and NASDAQ, crude and gold. These don't have streaming charts, but they do still get alerts. Okay, occasionally I trade currency, usually the futures, but even you Forex guys and gals, occasionally if I put a futures in there, probably the Forex is going to follow. If you want the nightly email, make sure you put your email in the emails only channel. You'll get an email with the daily S&P 500 chart attached to it, and I give my opinion about what the market's going to do. Okay, so make sure you put your email in there. Okay, fixed income, just talked about corporate bonds. So if I trade those, I put those in there occasionally. And then these are just general chat channels, okay? If you have a support issue for email, put it in the emails only channel. All the support, put it in member chat, all right? Please read the rules. The no refund rules are in there. Please be nice. Everybody else rules are in there. Don't force me to kick off the server. I will. I don't want any rude, nasty stuff on the server. Don't post any nasty pictures. I don't tolerate any of that stuff on the server, okay? If you do, you're going to get kicked. Or if you keep doing it, I'm going to ban you. So don't do that. Be nice. right? And the last thing on there is a disclaimer that I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give advice. All of this is my opinion only, okay? All right, that's it. Again, if you want to become a member, click on the link, come to get a server, click on server shop, come here, $7.99 per month, okay? Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.